What ultimately separates a professional artist from an amateur one? Is it the talent, the money, the opportunity? Well, all those things can play into it. Overall, the differentiating factor is consistency. If you want to be a true professional artist, whether it's a musician, a filmmaker, a writer, a painter, doesn't matter, it is consistency. Week after week, month after month, year after year. And Steven Pressfield often talks about this in The War of Art, the idea that there is resistance pushing against us, right, as artists. It is that procrastination and all those things that force us away from the proverbial chair of the work. And we have to fight against that, right? And in so doing, what is actually happening is that we build the skill, right? We think that we might read some books and things of that nature, but all art really is about applying it first and foremost, right? Like that's what allows you to create, is you have to have that application of that wisdom that you have obtained. And doing so allows for that repetition to build those muscles, right? Like you may know how to play soccer, for example. You may watch soccer, right? No different than a filmmaker might watch films. But until you actually get on the training ground and start doing it day after day, week after week, year after year, you're not going to make improvements, right? So that's first and foremost, is that it builds skill. Secondly, it creates trust. Now, who is this trust with? It is with yourself. It builds that idea that no matter what, you are there, right? Having a routine that you can stick to and having it be habitual, that you have this consistency, it builds that within you with the project that you do, and you can apply that to other facets of life as well, which is truly wonderful, right? Thirdly, it leads to breakthroughs. You know, whenever I write my, let's say, fiction stuff, right? It can be script stuff as well, but regardless, the idea is that, you know, I have this wonderful idea in my mind, I start to put it on paper, and the cliches and things of that nature start to present themselves, right? These issues arise, and then it's like, well, how do I resolve for that? Well, the only way to resolve for that is to stick to it and continue to go back to it, right? Where your focus goes, where your energy goes, your focus goes, right? And so in this sense, if you're putting an energy into your craft and the projects that you're working on, then your mind starts to see, okay, this I recognize as an issue, but how do I fix for it, right? And you start to have those moments of breakthroughs, those solution moments for plot holes or whatever else, depending on the project that you're working on. Number 4, it makes you visible, right? Part of being an artist is that you create work that you can put out into the world. Well, you can't create work if you don't put in the work, quite literally, right? And so having that consistency is part of putting out work, and it makes you also visible to other people of like, oh, this is a serious person, right? They're not just a one-off or whatever else, or, you know, hobbyist in that sense. No, this is someone who is serious about wanting to find success, wanting to put out good art into the world, and that is part of how you do it, through consistency. Number 5, it normalizes the hard parts, right? That's a big component of it, because, you know, we all think that ultimately, you know, we can overcome these hurdles, but it is through that repetition that we build that, right? That we strengthen ourselves to be able to overcome those challenges. And, you know, unfortunately, life in general can be hard, but certainly art can be hard. There are many struggles to whatever creative project you're going through, right? And the trick of it is a professional understands that those come and they can work through those moments of hardship because of that consistency, you know, and they can understand, like, it might be turbulent for certain moments, but they through the building of that muscle, they can start to overcome it and get onto the other side of it. Whereas an amateur, they're more apt to quit in that sense, right? And so these are all the building blocks that go into, what makes up consistency and why consistency is truly key to what you're trying to build as an artist. So I hope this helped shape some light on it. I made mention of Stephen Pressfield's The War of Art. It is a book that I've referenced in many episodes in the past. Highly recommend it for anyone out there. Truly, truly wonderful book. I'm not the only one to say so. But if you have any other thoughts or opinions or questions of your own that relate to consistency, please comment down below or maybe on social media at Svitek. I would love to discuss further with you. Thank you so much. I truly do appreciate you, and I'll see you next time.